everybody, welcome back to my channel. First and foremost, I really just want to say thank you so much for your overwhelming love and support. It means so much to me. I literally read your comments on the daily. Okay, there's something on my jacket. I literally read your comments and I'm just like sitting there like wanting to cry because it really means so much to me. I did not expect all of that love and support. So I really love you guys and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And as promised, I'm going to continue to update you guys with my journey and be as transparent with you as I can. So let's just get right into it. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was a lot of people have been asking me about the process of getting back into nursing school after failing. So it was somewhat of a difficult process, but I think it was more so my mind more than anything, like psyching me out, like, oh, you can't do it, you're not going to get back in. But once I got over that fear of rejection and that fear of failure, that's when I started to think, okay, maybe we're going to be able to get somewhere, right? I graduated from Newman University last May. So once I got my transcripts from Newman, I gathered my high school transcripts and I wrote my own personal statement and I got letters of recommendation from previous clinical professors. I applied to some accelerated BSN programs, but unfortunately, they're not as likely to accept people who have been dismissed from a nursing program for academic reasons. So unfortunately, I did get rejected from those types of schools, and it was hard for me, but I'm just like, okay, what are my other options? So I thought about LPN school, and then I'm like, well, why not try an ADN school, which is just me getting my RM. So I applied to 2 RN programs and it was the same thing. Transcripts from college, transcripts from high school, letters of recommendation, personal statements, and then I had to take a TEAS exam. The TEAS exam I was not expecting because I never had to take a TEAS exam. Like when I got into Newman, I didn't have to take a TEAS exam. I took a placement test, but it wasn't a TEAS exam. The TEAS wasn't that difficult. I did take my prerequisites years ago, about almost 5 years ago now, and that was my concern that they were going to expire. So I'm like, I don't remember but so much. I did buy a study guide, like TEAS book offline, and it helped me a little bit. I studied for about 3 or 4 days prior to my TEAS, and I did get a proficient score in all of the subjects and a score good enough to get into my school, obviously. So I took the TEAS, sent my scores over, and they told me that they would get back with me once they, decided everything. So fast forward months of waiting and me feeling like, okay, I'm going to have to learn how to dance because I am not getting back into nursing school. They ended up sending me a letter, and unfortunately at that time they had waitlisted me, and I was like, all right, well, that's it. I'm not going to be a nurse. And I was devastated because I hear like really bad stories about waitlists, and I'm like, I'm never going to get off of this waitlist, and by the time I do, it'll be too late. A couple weeks later, they ended up emailing me and said that I had been accepted into the program. So I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Like, I'm really going to go back into nursing school. I'm really going to be a nurse this time. And I was just ecstatic. I mean, I was so happy. God is so good. That process was only difficult because, like I said, I had psyched myself out. I didn't think I could get back into nursing school. My GPA was horrible. I think my GPA was like a 2.5 or a 2.6. But when you apply to schools, remember that you are a whole picture. It's not just about your TEAS scores. It's not just about your GPA. It's not just about your transcripts. You are a full picture. Your personal statement and your letters of recommendation are going to bring everything all together for them to decide whether or not they want you in their program. And I would just say go for it. If you've been out of school for a long time, if you're looking to go to nursing school for this first time, if you failed out of nursing school, go for it. Right now, there is a shortage of nurses. And even more so now than ever, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Nurses are getting burnt out. Nurses are getting sick. Unfortunately, so many nurses have lost their lives. Now more than ever is the time for you to go back to nursing school or go to nursing school, especially if it's your passion. So yes, that is how I got back into nursing school. Now I am in my second semester. It's a 2-year program. So after this semester is over, I'll have 2 semesters to go. And next May is my anticipated graduation date, God willing. I am taking Med-Surg 1 and I'm taking maternity. I'm not taking maternity. I am taking Med-Surg 1 and I am taking mental health nursing. Right now, my average in Med-Surg 1 is an 83. Listen, I'm going to get to that and how I got that, because before it was never anything close. And my average in mental health nursing is a 92. Yes, your girl has an A in one of her nursing classes. I am just so excited, and that's kind of why I've delayed making this video. I have been so busy with school. I'm actually on spring break right now. So for those people who are concerned about the nails, I am on spring break. I am on spring break right now, okay? So I don't have any patient contact, and by the time I go back for my break, these nails will be bitten off because of my anxiety. So yes, anyway, so yes, I'm on spring break right now, so this was the time that I had to catch up with you guys. I want to share with you guys how I've been studying and what has helped me go from a barely passing student to a student who's doing exceptionally well. Okay, so first and foremost, I found that reading the objectives before class really helps, because it lets you know in which direction the class is going to go. I know it sounds like, oh, duh, but no, you really should read the objectives. Like, it makes a lot of sense. Also, I use my iPad to take notes. I downloaded an app called Good Notes. It's a really good app for taking notes. You can do it on loose leaf paper. You can do it on blank paper. You can do it like, what is it called? Cornell, I don't know, Cornell style note taking. I don't know, but it's just so many different layouts. I think it was like, I don't know if it was $5 or $10. I don't know how much it was, but I'll link it for you guys so you can see. I use that app to take notes during lecture. I add pictures, I add color. It keeps me awake, and it helps me to feel that I'm understanding the material. Straight after lecture, after I'm good and confused, I go on YouTube and I watch Registered Nurse RN. I mean, she is like the Bible of nursing. She explains everything so well. She helps me when like nothing else helps me. Straight after lecture, I am watching her videos. I am then comparing my notes from lecture and my notes from her to the book. And I'm filling in whatever's missing, any details or anything like that. And by this point, I have seen the information a good 3 times. So now it's time for me to put it all together and do practice questions after I look at my notes. I also like to do ATI testing questions sometimes. That helps a little bit. And also, there is this wonderful nurse by the name of the Nurse Sam. She is a person that has taken my studying to the next level. What she has is different study guides, and she has something called the NCLEX bundle. So instead of me purchasing individually her study guides, I bought the whole NCLEX bundle. Although I'm not studying for the NCLEX right now, the whole entire NCLEX bundle has all of the study guides in it. It's like a PDF. You download it. It's strictly PDF, like ebook styled. You can print it if you want to. I downloaded it to my iPad and I imported right over to my Good Notes app. And it's visual mnemonics, like different themes, Nicki Minaj, Scooby-Doo. It's really good. I mean, I was studying for EKGs like 2 weeks ago, and the only thing I know about EKGs, honestly, is that if they are not alive, they are in asystole. And that might not even be right. But yes, and she helps me memorize everything so much so that I decided to affiliate with her. So I do have my own personal link. So if you guys want to check that out, if that's something that you would be interested in, if you are a visual learner like me, that's something that you should look into. I believe it's $74.99. It used to be $200, or it's like a $200 value, but it's $74. The best $74 I ever spent. So yeah, that's what's also been helping me. I will say another thing that will help with you taking your grades up is go back to your anatomy, review your anatomy. I am telling you, if you do not understand your anatomy, it's going to be difficult to understand nursing concepts. You can't, like, studying to memorize is good. It is. But when you understand, it is so much easier because you don't have to re-study all information because you can understand it. Certain things you have to memorize are like, you know, labs and, you know, mnemonics and stuff like that. But other things like disease processes and what certain parts of the body do and organs and stuff like that, you have to know that and you have to understand that. It will make life so much easier. And that's what I've been doing, and that's what's been working for me. I enjoy my program. Everything is virtual other than clinical. Everything's virtual. Sometimes we do go in person for labs, like simulation labs, but simulation, or is it stimulation? Okay, whatever. But we do a little bit in person, not much. Our classes are not in person. We're on Zoom. It's a very small class. It's about 32 of us, I think. Last but not least, honorable mention is just trusting God and praying, because if I did not do that, I don't think I would be here today, even in nursing school again. I have just been, all my faith has just been solely on just, if this is what it's supposed to be, this is what it's supposed to be, I'm going to be a nurse. And I do truly believe that that's what's for me. So that's what I have been doing. Clinical experience is pretty good. It's a little different with COVID. It's a lot of things we can't do. And like, we can't go in isolation rooms. We are not on COVID floors. I am not as terrified of catching COVID as I used to be. I did catch COVID back in like last May, working in the ICU, but now I'm just like, you know, it is what it is. This time next year, I'll be getting ready to be a nurse. So it's just like COVID's still going to be around. So being able to help people, put a smile on their face, do things for them that they can't do for themselves is a blessing. So if you're weary about going back to school in a pandemic, I understand that. But I'm here to let you know I am healthy, I am safe, everyone's taking the right precautions, and it's really been good so far. And 2 more semesters and that's it. So if you're watching this video and you're like, I'm still not sure, or I don't know, or maybe I've waited too long, listen, if it's on your heart to do it, try it. Nothing beats a failure but a try. And I am here for you. I would love to encourage you guys. I love to listen to you guys. So many of you have DM'd me on Instagram already, and I encourage everyone else that hasn't done it to do it. Please, I am here to listen. I love hearing you guys' stories. You guys are my virtual family, and I just wish I could give you guys all hugs. And I love you guys so much. So if you need anything, if you need to talk or anything like that, or you have any more like questions that are super specific, I would love to answer them. So that's what's been going on with me. I really hope you guys like got the gist of, you know, everything that's going on. So thank you for listening. Love you guys. Bye.